there are lots of misunderstanding when it comes to sex talk, sex play, and everything because many people are not really used to the idea of talking about sex. So whenever they want to talk about it, they're like, the other time you not even touch me very well. You don't even touch me. Rubbish. What other men are doing for their wives, you can't even do half of it. What are you doing like this? Rubbish. Hey guys. So I decided to put up an act today. And many of you are not novel to this act I just put up. So many of us have these glitches when it comes to communication regarding sex. All right, so this is Sex Ed 101 communication. So I decided I have been saying I have making mention of communication in lots of my videos, and today I decided why don't we just talk about communication? I mean, it's best, right. So many people want to be touched better than they have been touched. Many people don't want to be touched the way they have been touched before. Many people want the intensity to be higher. Many people don't even want such intensity. Many people want a higher frequency. Many people don't even want that. But they feel that, well, it's best to manage it. I mean, I don't want to make him feel bad. I don't want to make her feel bad. So let me just manage it. But you are suffering. I mean, you are dying in silence, all right? It may not be something that is painful, but it's something that would spice up the whole thing. So many people are like, why do you have to talk about this? Why don't you have to talk about it? You have to talk about it, because if such act exists, then of course there is room to talk about it. So we got to talk about this, all right? So to prevent stories like, oh, I think my man's friend is better than him. So why don't we give him a try? And then you go to give him a try, and now you're stuck in extramarital affairs, and nobody is happy with you, of course. So it's best to table every matter concerning sex, sexuality. Talk about it, man. So there was this video I posted a long time ago, benefits of oral sex. I posted it, and some people were like, should this be a topic for discussion? And I was like, why not? I mean, if this is happening, if this act is taking place on earth, we have to talk about it, because you may end up marrying someone that thinks, oh, why don't we give oral sex a try? That this guy that was asking me the question was like, oh, I don't pray to marry such woman. I was like, well, you may not pray to marry such woman, and what if you eventually marry such woman, and now the woman is telling you, babe, why don't we give this a try? And then you're like, no, 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 no. And now you're responding in a very, very, very bad way. So it's going to shatter the person's feeling. It's going to, it's going to make the person feel bad. So I'm going to walk us down the corridor of how to communicate certain wants and dislikes in sexual relationship. All right. So follow me. Think about last night. I'd really love to compliment you. You outdid yourself. But then I was thinking, and I felt I should tell you, why don't you go slowly? I mean, I just thought of it that, you know, I may eventually have injury if you keep on that way. I mean, it was as if you wanted to, I don't even know, but I'm just, I think it's the best for us. And of course, I also think it's the best if you kiss me on the forehead when you're done. So now, this is a simple complaint to my partner concerning our sex life. And what do you guys think? Straight to the point. It's straight to the point, it's respectful, it's playful, and of course I wasn't saying it with a face like I wasn't saying it with such face. And of course I wasn't assuming when I was laying my complaint. I was like, assuming is someone like my friend, she never complains about her sex life. Oh, really? If you are assuming, you have scattered the whole thing. And of course, if you noticed, I used the word I more. I wasn't like saying you don't know how to. You don't even. You should have. Why don't you? I was like, I think it would be best if you. I felt that. I have been thinking about it. I couldn't bear it. So I use the word I. Using you most times is gonna be like shattering the person's self-esteem, and the person feels like, wow, so I am this bad. But if you use I, it's more like a suggestion. Okay, this is me, this is how vulnerable I am, and I think the best way to handle me is this way. So it's more like you're suggesting to this man the best way to do. And if you are the type that loves it hard and so fast, you can also suggest, I think it's best if you do it this way, because what you were doing with the other time, I couldn't even feel a thing. So I think it's best to take it rough. Yeah. So everybody have their own preferences. What I am concerned about, like I said earlier, is sex ed 101 communication. So now, like I said earlier at the start of the video, that someone was asking me, someone was telling me that if the partner says, I would like oral sex, that he is going to disagree. I looked at him, I was like, really? He said, I was like, I said, okay. The way he was like, I am going to disagree, I was like, wow, definitely you're going to do it the Mike Tyson way. You're going to use your you're going to use your knuckles, and of course it's not going to end well. So what is the best way to tell someone, I don't really like what you're suggesting for us to do? You can be like, oh babe, I have thought of this. I can't really wrap my head around this whole act and me doing this act with you yet, but maybe we can give it some time. Maybe I will be able to. And of course, when we talk about communication, we talk about the person who is sending her concerns or his concerns, or we talk about the person who is at the receiving end. So now you are the one sending your concerns to an individual, and this individual who is at the receiving end should also learn to listen. Brother, sister, please pay attention. Yes, pay attention. Don't be the Jezebel of attack. Don't be like, what do you mean? I heard some people saying that because I'm the man, she has to do everything I want. It doesn't work that way. Unless you want that woman pack her load and leave your house. So you should learn to reconcile your opinions. You should learn to overlook certain things, and you should learn to let some things die down and let it happen the other way. All right? You should learn to compromise. So if your spouse says, wow, okay, oral sex, but I've not really been able to wrap my head around doing this act with you, I don't mean that I don't want to satisfy you or something, but I still find it hard to accept oral sex, or I still find it hard to accept anal sex. So why don't we give it some time and see how I get to accept it over time? That solves it. And now the person in the receiving end should be very patient to understand with the person at the sending end. Understand that, okay, we are humans, and of course she is not meant to like, she is not designed the way I'm designed. So she's not meant to like everything that I like. So learn to accept, learn to compromise, learn to give this person some breathing space. Don't choke the woman, don't choke the man with your excessive requests. All right? So when we talk about communication, it's not just about voicing out how you want to be touched, how you want to be kissed, how you want to be carried. So I think that is where many people get it so wrong, and that is the reason why there are lots of quarrel. There are lots of misunderstanding when it comes to sex talk, sex play, and everything, because many people are not really used to the idea of talking about sex. So whenever they want to talk about it, they're like, the other time you not even touch this anymore. You don't even touch it. With that grumpy face. Goodness. So you should learn. As you're watching this video, you can practice it with your roommate. Okay, we are preparing for the future. You're preparing for the future. You are not married yet. You don't have a partner yet, I mean. So you can practice it with your friend. Like, wait, let me do this with you. Let's see how it goes. Do I look funny when doing it? Do I look like I am complaining? Do I look like I am grumbling? So you can just try it out, all right? I mean, you have every right to voice out your opinion, and of course your spouse have every right to listen to you, should listen to you. Okay, so but you have to approach the right way, and of course you'll be listening to. All right, thank you for staying up to this time. I love you. See you in my next video.